It's no secret to any of my friends that I am probably the worst sniper in the planet. That doesn't mean I won't hit an occasional shot, but for the most part, my sniping skills leave a ton to be desired. And I've never really tried to get better because I'm just so bad at it that I just kind of ignore it. In a game like Call of Duty, when I select a loadout, I'm always the guy with a submachine gun and a shotgun, or 2 submachine guns, or some sort of melee weapon, because I don't even try to engage at range because it's largely pointless for how I play the game. That said, this particular match, I actually did pretty damn good, and that's largely why I wanted to show off this gameplay footage, talking a little bit about Halo. Now, I do start off not so great, but stick with me here and you'll see what I mean. I think maybe it's because of my resolution. It's because of my sensitivity. Nothing to do with my resolution. My resolution's 4K. It could be 600K and I'd still be a bad shot. But my actual sensitivity is the lowest sensitivity you can have that still has the box aiming. So it's a 1-2, horizontal vertical. So I rotate my control stick and I make a nice perfect circular, like a square, as opposed to how the game defaults to give you a little bit faster horizontal movement. I was never good at wrapping my head around that. So I don't. And I instead kind of stick to the more conventional aim. But maybe it's because of that sensitivity being so bad. I'm not really sure. But I'm just not good at target acquisition. What I have to do is I lean into shots. So you'll see often that I basically look downrange and then I strafe into a shot that I want to take. And sometimes it works, especially if somebody is at a distance where I don't have to adjust any of my vertical, kind of like looking up or down. Like if I'm on that plane with an enemy, it works well. And in a game like Halo, where you're not really shooting at a massive range anyway, it works really, really well. A game like Call of Duty, obviously, with tons of terrain and buildings and enemies crouching or jumping, and even a game like Battlefield where you have a bullet dope effect to things, forget it. I don't even try those games. But on Halo, particularly because I get challenges that require me to actually go out and use the skewer and get outside my little bubble, well, I go ahead and use it and try my best. And I actually did pretty well this game. I've talked at length before about why I think Halo is in such a phenomenal place. The viewer counts for the Halo Championship Series were very high, which was great. A lot of people are actively talking about the game on social media. The trailer for the new season that just launched has a ton of views and lots of social media engagement. The Steam numbers are high, and even the Halo game itself has climbed rank inside of Xbox's own most played lists. Now, it doesn't mean to say it is the best game ever and that it has completely regained the throne, but moves like this definitely help. And I think where a lot of people are really excited is in the custom game modes and the inclusion of a lot of flood type weapons. And if you're like me, in Husky Raid. And Husky Raid is just basically Super Fiesta on a super, super small map where you're going to pick up a weapon and within seconds, you're either shooting or being shot at. There's really not a lot of setup time. You don't have to run across the map or mobilize on a vehicle or anything like that. You're basically just going to pick up a gun and go. And that's really a ton of fun. It forces, since there's not multiple lanes, there's just basically one single way to get to the enemy flag. It's great because it forces engagements very quickly. A lot of games that do have 3-lane maps or multiple ways to navigate do open up some fun gameplay, obviously, but you lose out on that moment-to-moment, no frills, like get in there and go. Go grab that flag, bring it back, which I like. And I think what makes Husky raids so fun is you're not only getting all these really fun weapons, which you're going to have a ton of fun with because they're all the power weapons that you loved from the game. But there's going to be so many of them, and you're going to be dying so fast that you're going to be able to constantly try out different things, which is really cool. And especially for dailies, which is what I was working on here. Well, in this case, it was a weekly of getting the challenge complete, where I had to kill enemies with particular weapons. Pretty good chance you're going to get a particular weapon you want. The only one they're a little stingy on, at least in my personal experience, is the rocket launcher. For some reason, the game just never wants to give me a rocket launcher. I have to kind of go out and find mine. And I suspect rocket launchers are a little bit more rare because if you got them often, I mean, you would pretty much break the game, especially since the enemies are so close together. There's so much like density and how like one rocket shot would absolutely just override the game. Absolutely. But there are other weapons that seem to dominate that appear very frequently, but for some reason the game just doesn't love me enough to give me rocket launchers. That's okay. I have to go find my own luck. This game does have a very interesting kind of tug-of-war mechanic. Typically, enemies who spawn with very heavy explosive weapons, like the aforementioned rocket launcher or the cinder shot, are going to be able to push very quickly. Now, sometimes people in Husky Raid are absolutely in love with just killing, and I love that. No one even cares about the objective. You could be standing next to the flag and not even picking it up because you just are like, you know what? Don't care. And that's awesome. In this particular mode, we were definitely much more objective-based, where everybody was trying to pull the flag and bring it back. But because of kind of how close the game is, particularly with like a grapple hook where you can pull the flag too quickly, once you get a flag pull and you get it maybe a quarter of the way past where you initially grabbed it, very high likelihood you're going to score. A lot of times enemy players will push, or I do it a few times actually, and you're seeing me here. I don't really care about the flag too much. I just want kills. But you'll see pushing up into the enemy spawn, but then just standing there and waiting for them to respawn. If you have a gravity hammer, this is a lot of really cheesy fun. Or any type of explosive weapon where an enemy will spawn and pretty much just get destroyed instantly, which is stupid fun and probably insanely aggravating for the other team. I know it's aggravating when people do it to me, so I can only imagine what it's like doing it to them, but it's fun. Really earning those kills and really kind of extending dominance while one or two of your team members can basically run the flag in completely unopposed. So this game does have that tendency of kind of being very wishy-washy, where you'll be pushing incredibly hard one moment, and then mere seconds later, you are basically on your heels trying to fight through. But remember that really any push is just one power weapon away. And since spawns are quick and plentiful, and there's tons of different types of weapons, you're going to spawn or be able to grab the thing that you want, except with maybe, like I said, the rocket launcher. Kill the enemies that are kind of patrolling around your base and form a very heavy pushback of your own. And that is really, really cool. I love that this mode is just very frantic and quick, and it has a tendency to be over quick. This match actually does go about 12 minutes or so in length, because we were actually getting a little bit of opposition on the flag pulls, which was cool. But I love that. And I love this. I think this is just kind of a celebration of Halo, that so many people are back into this and talking about this. And you have the new maps that just came out, and the store, I feel like, is starting to provide a little better value for the things that you're paying for. They're still stupid expensive. The new Infestation armor is 2,800 credits, which is $28. Kind of a lot, but you're getting a lot of stuff, And that's something I feel like they have changed. Yes, you still have those really dopey microtransactions where you're going to buy like a belt for your character's armor, or you're going to buy a custom visor or something like that. This time, though, at least in this patch, those items are significantly cheaper in price. And they do have a rotating daily sale with store quantities that do change. And because of the way the battle pass is, you're going to be able to earn the credits that are baked into the battle pass significantly quicker. So if you always wanted to use your credits that way, you certainly could. Now, they haven't really adopted the Call of Duty model quite yet, where you can actually earn more than you put in. So if you put in and buy 1,000 credits in the battle pass and you complete it, you will get your money back, which is great to continue on to buy the next battle pass. But because they're so few and far between, and because they're basically retrogradable, I can understand why they're not giving away tons and tons of like extra money to go buy things. It'd be nice if they assess that a little bit more for Season 6, which I suspect they will, because if you think about kind of how this game has been running, you know, we lost Bonnie Ross some time ago. I say lost, and I think it was a celebration for all fans universally. But, you know, Bonnie Ross gets let go. Then you get the new management that starts to come in, and they only had a short amount of time, really, in terms of big game development to actually go out and make the changes that I think everybody wanted them to. So the fact that we got so many upgrades so quickly on in the season is phenomenal. I'm really excited to see what will happen when the studio gets more time with this new leadership team to try to make even better updates moving down the road. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm hopeful that we get kind of that return to where the Master Chief Collection is, which to me is in a phenomenal state. I love what's going on right now with the Master Chief Collection. I think that game is in a really, really good place. And I can only hope that Halo Infinite ultimately reaches there. So we'll see. But hopefully you've enjoyed my little talk about Halo and noticed I've actually gotten some pretty good sniper shots. My target acquisition's pretty heavy on point today. That was a triple kill to kind of wrap it up. And I'll die here. One of my teammates will punch it in. We'll win. I'll get all my dailies done all in one fell swoop. I'll get a ton of experience points, fireworks, everything, the whole shebang. Everything's just going to be a magical play here, and that's great. And that's the last thing I'll say is the progression is gotten way easier. No longer do you have to do those really zany dailies that you have no chance of completing, like getting 6 kills with a Scorpion tank while doing the wheelie backwards on, Blood Gulch or something. They got rid of all that. The dailies and the challenges now are just like kill 5 guys with an assault rifle or melee somebody or kill somebody with a spanker. It's great. And there you can see, bam, they're all done. Tons of experience comes in, fireworks rain from the sky, unlock all the goodies, so on and so forth. But I had to show off this gameplay. I was so proud of myself. Got some really good hits in there, and I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about my favorite game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.